Tailgate on the Quad, Kieran, I think is ready to come out as the first pro noon kickoff podcast.
We are pro noon here.
They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the dogs.
You know that?
They were eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to this school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan. Welcome back to another episode of Tailgate on the Quad. I'm here, as always, with Kieran, talking this week some of the latest news in college football. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on social media at Quad Tailgate, wherever you are. I'm trying to mix up with interviews, Kieran, or intros, not interviews. I'm not interviewing anyone this episode because I'm terrible at intros for this. I don't know what to say. I turned to ChatGPT and the recommendation was awful. So just mixing it up, trying to keep things fresh. Kieran, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a little nervous because for those of you that need a violent kind of sport to watch while there's no college football on, UFL is a great one. But other than that, if you want to branch out, you can always watch the MLR. So I will be shamelessly looking at my phone throughout this podcast because it's a very important game where my team, the team that I want to get playoff home field advantage, two other teams are playing, and the dichotomy of it gets weird. But so yeah, if you need a little violence to stem you over between January and September, or January and August, excuse me, then there you go. You've got the UFL or you've got the MLR.
MLR is Major League Rugby.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Do not know. I didn't know. I wouldn't have known that either. And if you're going to check out the UFL, check out Corner Booth Podcast. They are covering the UFL this season. Great show. Jared was on a couple weeks ago. So if you liked that, go check that show out. Or if you hated it, also go check it out because I like Jared, so I want to give him support. But we are back. We're talking no UFL, no rugby.
No.
We just to touch on something we talked about last week. Texas was asked to move their season opener against Ohio State. Kieran said they were cowards. A lot of people said they were cowards. They couldn't handle the smoke. Texas's AD has come out, and Chris Del Conte said he was asked to move the game to Sunday, not just the date. And he had some comments on that. He said, why would I want to move the game to Sunday night and have a short week for boys who were just told we're kicking off at high noon? It was never about moving the time of day. It was just, hey, do you want to move the day? And I go, we're not moving. We're contractually obligated to play this day. That was it. I got to go to church. I mean, hot dang. So, Kieran, do you still think Texas are a bunch of cowards for this?
I slightly recant my previous statement. I think putting the game on Sunday is utterly ridiculous. I don't care if the NFL hasn't started yet. I don't care if it's crap games. They should not be. College football does not play on Sunday, point blank. That's how I feel. The timing, we can get into that, whether it's noon or it's a primetime slot at 7:30. We can argue that till the cows come home. But no college football game should ever take place on Sunday.
I 100% agree. College football is a Saturday. It's a Saturday sport with the caveat of MACtion on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So those are your choices. If it's a full slate and you still want to be on TV, so you play the game Friday night or Thursday night, if you're a really bad team, I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
but Wednesday or Saturday, and Wednesday still is only for the MAC.
Agreed. Yeah, it's what we watch when we're doing this podcast.
Exactly. But I get distracted on Wednesdays because I love Maction so much.
Yeah,
It's probably that's part of the reason I picked Kent State. I just love Maction, so I wanted to get into Maction even more. But Kieran, you brought up times of kickoffs, and this is a late edition. I did not tell Kieran about this topic.
So
we might have discussed it before. What is the best kickoff time as a fan?
That's a good one. I got to keep it. The fan though, like you're there. I don't know. I actually cannot think, because I can think of pros and cons of each time. Because at noon you get, you have to wake up early, which kind of sucks. You do get to go tailgating early, which means you're done the game early, which means you can go home and get a full 8 hours of sleep after having an absolute bender. The 3 p.m. game is nice because you can wake up later. There's not that many other games on, so you don't need to focus your check your phone or check other channels. But the primetime game slot is the best one. It's everybody's watching it, from east to west in the country. So there's a lot to think about.
I think for me, for a while, it was a 2-horse race between 3:30 and 7. 7 o'clock night games are electric. If it's a good game, like good matchup, that's great. That's going to trump all of it. I used to be a 3:30 person. You can sleep in a little bit. You're not out too late, or you're not in the stadium too late.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dying in the heat by the end. It did suck sometimes as a freshman at Alabama because freshmen are in the upper bowl mostly. So you'd be going into the game for 3:30. It'd be hot as balls. But then you would be, 100 feet in the air when the sun goes down and you're freezing. So that wasn't fun. But the reason why I bring this up, I don't like concerts.
Concerts?
Yes.
Okay.
Musical events in stadiums.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I dislike them.
I have been to 3 in the past year.
Yikes.
I went to Kenny Chesney at Gillette last year. I went to the Eras Tour in Miami last October. And then I went to Jelly Roll and Post Malone this past weekend.
Oh, dope. That's pretty cool.
And I was talking to my wife about it after.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just don't, I'm old now. I just don't like being out late. Like if the concert could start at like 1 o'clock and I'm home by 6:30, that's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I could still kind of hang out at home after, decompress. I don't have to go, well, I'm tired as shit now, so I got to go to bed. Yeah. Nope. Relax a little, maybe watch some TV, play some Xbox, just hang out.
Oh, yeah.
And then she looked at me and went, so you just want a noon kickoff, but for concerts?
Yeah. No, she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that made me realize, I think I've been in college, I slept through noon kickoffs. I think now I'm sleeping on noon kickoffs. I think that's noon kickoffs are the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's a great point. And I think I want to agree with you. And it's definitely, I think this is definitely the most subjective topic, because if you're an early bird, I'm an early bird. I love waking up early. I like going to sleep early, but I'm still sleeping the same 8 hours as everyone. I just shift mine an hour or two ahead, but I get up, get the game done with, the team you support. And it helps that, Penn State's on the East Coast, so we can have a lot of those early morning games. I was always pissed as a student because I was like, oh, I want to do the whiteout, the night game. But looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that was so much better.
Yeah, I think also there's going to be a point where you were probably anti-noon kickoffs.
Yep.
But then you reach 26, 27, 28.
Yep.
You're fully out of college. you're not probably 28 is the age I think where that's going to happen most.
Mhm.
But you're out of college, you're fully out, you're working your adult job. You probably have other stuff to do, so you're not going out and getting hammered on Friday every Friday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And I don't disagree with you on getting up early. I hate doing it during the week.
Yeah, it is a weird. It is a weird.
I hate
thing.
getting up for work, but I hate sleeping the weekend away. And I sleep until like 10 or 11 on the weekends, and I know that's not early because it's sleep protest.
Yep.
Like I have to get up to go spend 8 hours in a building I hate being in. So on the weekends, I'm going to stay up as late as possible to enjoy my free time as much as possible.
Yeah. Bedtime procrastination. Yep. I totally get it.
So, but I think Tailgate on the Quad, Kieran, I think is ready to come out as the first pro noon kickoff podcast.
We are pro noon here. I was talking so much smack last week about Texas not wanting to move the time or whatever, and now I'm completely countering whatever I just said.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how quickly we made that flip, and people are going to hear that and go, "What are you talking about? Y'all are both idiots. You're insane. Noon kickoffs deserve to burn in hell." Give them a fair chance.
Yes.
And just wait until you're married or have kids. Like, yeah, you'll lose some sleep when you have kids, but you then can't sleep all day because you have children who have to depend on you. So I think noon kickoffs, this might be my most old head opinion. Noon kickoffs are
the GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, damn, you're absolutely right. And you know, it's so funny because I watch, and for anybody who watches a lot of like Premier League soccer or European soccer, like all the games are in the morning. So you feel like, oh, great, I can just watch 3 or 4 games. I still have the entire day to do whatever I want. And I totally feel that. So
I like how, Kieran, you're like the classy, sophisticated one on here. You're like, oh yeah, we're talking F1 and soccer and rugby, and I'm just like, I watch college football.
No. It's not that. I'm just making comparisons.
No, I know. I just think it's very funny. I'm like UFL. And you're like,
cultured is the term.
Yeah. I'm super cultured.
Give me college football or give me death.
I'll watch some real bad NFL football. I don't care if it was a Browns-Lions game 5-6 years ago. I was watching.
Yeah. No, because it's always fun to see how crap they really are.
See how the other half lives.
Yeah.
But speaking of the other half, Indiana football, who was a joke for God knows how long, they have announced their non-conference schedule for 2025 and the dates. And it's a murderer's row, Kieran. It's
the gauntlet.
If they come out 0-3 from this run, it's 3 consecutive weeks. Like, this whole team's going to die. It's such a tough schedule. If they lose all 3 by 20 points each, they should still get consideration for the college football playoff.
100%.
That's 100%. How hard this schedule is. On August 30th, you have Old Dominion kicking off at 2:30 on FS1. On September 6th, you have Kennesaw State, the school that just had their first FBS season last year and fired their coach, kicking off at noon, also on FS1. And then on September 12th at 6:30 or 7, that's how you know it's a good game, or on the Big Ten Network on a Friday, the Sycamores, I forget which state that is. Indiana. I think it's Indiana State. Yeah. I was like, Larry Bird went there. Why can't I remember Indiana? Murderers Row. They'll be lucky to walk out of there with 1 win.
Yeah, and it's especially bad when they have to face off against a band, a country music band, first of all, because they got guitars, so they can just start swinging.
Yeah, that's true.
And a freight line, so they can just, take their trucks, put them on the field, and run over the players. So Indiana, hats off to you. I mean, seriously.
Have you ever been to Old Dominion's campus?
No.
I went there, and it's been 10 years. Whenever I talk about a campus, odds are it's been 10 years since I've been there.
Yeah.
Alabama used to have a reputation like it's just a football factory. Old Dominion 10 years ago, like half their campus was athletic facilities when they sucked at athletics.
Trying their best to stay relevant.
Or become relevant, it seemed.
Absolutely pumping money into the system, but getting zero results. The ROIs must have been terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know where they would have gotten all that money, to be honest with you. Do they have famous
legacies, maybe?
It's what I'm thinking. So. Like,
it would have to be.
I'm trying to see what alumni they have. All right, cool. They have once a Monarch, always a Monarch. Alumni and friends. Is this a list or is this just give us money? I think it's just give us money. So thanks, Old Dominion. All right, Wikipedia, as always, coming to save my ass. List of Old Dominion University alumni. A NASA engineer. They might have money.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Maya Angelou went to Old Dominion.
Oh,
she didn't graduate, but she attended. So I feel bad now for shit talking their alumni network.
You're not shit talking them. You had no idea who went there.
Ben Bailey, the host of Cash Cab.
Oh, that's a plug.
That's a big pull. Kent Bazemore used to play in the NBA. Was always kind of a mid player, but I mean, stuck around for a while. Another astronaut, NASA engineer and astronaut. I'm just film director, professional wrestler, Paul Diamond. Vice chair of Wells Fargo board of directors, Elizabeth Ashburn Duke. Do you think she was the one who was faking all the accounts?
Yeah, that's where the money came from. That makes so much sense.
That's right. Oh, Travis Fulgham, Eagles legend who had like 3 good games when the receiving core was awful. Taylor Heineke, how could we forget? A musician I've never heard of. Kenna, not Kesha, Kenna. So they have some famous alumni. A lot of tennis players, too, I'm noticing.
Tennis is a pretty wealthy sport.
That's true. All right. Maybe I was sleeping on Old Dominion's bag. Justin Verlander? What the fuck? Justin Verlander went to Old Dominion? Why did I not know that? Oh, he's from Virginia. That makes sense.
I thought he went to Vanderbilt.
No.
Really?
Vandy. Who went to Vandy? I mean, David Price did. I'm trying to think of any other This is just now. We're just going to go through university alumni. Okay. I don't need. When I'm looking up alumni for a place, I don't need the university alumni page begging for money. I don't care. I didn't go there. I was not smart enough to go to Vandy. I was very much smart enough to go to Old Dominion. Baseball. Who went to Vandy? Are you thinking of someone specific, or
no?
Did you just think he went there?
I just thought he did. Like for some reason in my mind he went there, but I guess not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they have some really good. Jack Leiter, David Price, as I mentioned. Rip Sewell, which is just a great name. Dansby Swanson. A lot of really good. Mike Yastrzemski, grandson of Carl Yastrzemski, nephew of Carl Yastrzemski. He's related to him.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's his grandson. It's Carl Yastrzemski's grandson.
Yeah.
This is going to be sacrilegious to Red Sox. That's not how that name is pronounced, by the way. that the YASTRZEMSKI.
It's how we've been saying it this entire time. It's not going to change now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But, I mean, a lot of legends.
Yeah.
Of sports, of baseball specifically, but some other legends. the College Football Hall of Fame has announced their 2026 candidates, really headlined by Ndamukong Suh, Mark Ingram, RG3, and Cam Newton. I mean, those are really the big ones. Eric Bieniemy, first time at Colorado. Courtney Brown, Penn State.
Yeah.
Des Bryant, Kejana Carter, Dallas Clark, Randall Cobb, Brad Culpepper, George Cumby, Vernon Davis, Aaron Donald, Ken Dorsey, Elvis Doomerville. Do you think Rick Shaw Ferguson, first all-name team for history, forever?
Absolutely.
Percy Harvin, Marvin Harrison is just eligible.
I guess so.
That's weird. Or he just didn't get in for some reason. Manti Te'o.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend returns.
He should very much get in.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying
no,
I
know.
heard that name in a while.
Look, I just offended a Notre Dame player. Let's give me some credit there. Then coach candidates: Jim Carlin from West Virginia, 66-69, Texas Tech 70-74, South Carolina 75-81, Pete Cawthon Sr., Texas Tech from 1930 to 1940, Larry Coker 01-06 at Miami, UTSA 11-15, won back-to-back natties at won a natty at Miami. Dennis Francione, who should not be allowed in just because of what he did to Alabama. As a coach at Alabama, Ralph Frieden in Maryland for 9 years, Gary Patterson, 21 years at TCU, Chris Peterson, Boise State, 2006-13, and Washington, and Tommy Tuberville, senator for Alabama, which is hilarious.
That was pronounced Tuberville.
Tuberville, I do not respect that man as a coach or a senator.
Enough to
pronounce his name correctly.
All right, fair enough. We were drawing the line at Yastrzemski.
Yeah. Because also, Yastrzemski, it's like he at least has a nickname that makes sense with how his name. So what are you going to call Tommy? Tubby?
Yeah,
he's a thin man. He's thin.
Tube. Call him Tube.
The Tube.
Tommy Tube.
Anything really standing out to you for any of these people? Or anyone else?
No, not specifically. I mean, these guys are all noteworthy, specifically the players. They're all noteworthy players. They were definitely impactful while they were at their respective universities. I don't really have any beef with the names or with who they named, I should say.
I just pulled out some. Like, there's a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got maybe a third.
Yeah, I mean, some other ones that kind of stood out. Ron Rivera as a linebacker from Cal.
Did see that,
yeah. Texans head coach D'Amico Ryans. Richard Seymour, wild that he got into the NFL Hall of Fame before the college one. I'm curious how much their NFL impact will impact them getting into the College Football Hall of Fame. It shouldn't, but in the minds of some voters, if they're going to go, oh, he was a stud in college or in the NFL, so he has to be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Right. Yeah, I think that's certainly is some of them, but like Manti Te'o, for example, like he dropped off the face of the earth almost right after the thing. So, I mean, I don't even know where he is anymore. I mean, purely because again, this is a college football podcast, so I haven't been keeping tabs on him, but also I feel
he's doing media.
He's in new media. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a shame because he was very, very good.
Yeah, he was so good. He wasn't bad just in the NFL. He wasn't great, but there were some concerns. Speed was a big one, and then also probably going to the Saints in 2013.
Didn't help him.
No. And Saints fans are going to be mad about that. But yeah, so I think he's doing media now. But bigger news from the College Football Hall of Fame, Kieran.
More important.
The biggest news of the week.
Yep.
They have announced they are lowering their
Let's go.
Coaching eligibility requirements from a 60% winning percentage to 59.5%. Mike Leach has 59.6. Long overdue.
Yep.
Some other coaches this will impact closely is Les Miles, who's not getting in for reasons outside of the football realm. Jackie Sherrill, who had 5.95 at Pitt, Texas A&M, Miami or Mississippi State. Rich Rod is also a 5.96, so that will impact his ability to get in. So, yeah, I think it's great. I don't think it's enough.
What do you mean?
I think it should be 50%.
But then are you lowering the bar too much?
I frankly think a winning percentage requirement is stupid in and of itself.
You're thinking more like the impact of the overall coach on the college football landscape is far more important than the physical percentage of wins that they have.
Yes. And also, though, I'm not saying that we should be letting anyone into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying lower it and let anyone in who's ever coached a game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying you shouldn't need a requirement. If their resume is good enough to speak on its own, you shouldn't need to go, well, they only have a 59.4% win percentage. If you win more than half the games you've coached and you have the resume elsewhere, like let's say I go and coach at Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm there for 10 years and I win 2 national titles there, but my win percentage, I've only won 54% of my games because it's Mississippi State. I think I should get the recognition for winning the 2 natties at Mississippi State over the 54% win percentage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from. I would say in counter to that, the expectation is that there are a select group of teams that are consistently good enough that they win the majority of championships. And so therefore, in order to make that metric more favorable to other coaches who won't necessarily win those national championships, that their win percentage should be a marker, at least one of the markers that impact their ability to join it.
I don't disagree. And again, I'm not saying like lower it. If they have a 40% win percentage, who cares if they had vibes? But it is going to be based on vibes. Mike Leach was revolutionary to the game.
Yeah.
I think
pure vibe.
In 10, 15 years, we're going to be having the same exact conversation about Rich Rodriguez, but now we don't have to have it as intensely because they did lower the percentage unless he loses a lot. But he was probably equally important to college football and how it's played with his development and implementation of the read option at West Virginia. I don't think this ever should have been a conversation about, well, they're 0.5% under our winning percentage threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said I don't like college football playoff expansion because it's always going to be, well, do this, keep expanding. I think it's going to be the same for the College Football Hall of Fame, but I agree with that 100%. Keep lowering it until you hit that 50%. Or get rid of it entirely.
And just not make it a point of contention.
Don't have it be a rule. Just say, we do not care. If they have the votes to get in, and it's not a Twitter poll
yeah,
that gets random people into all-star games.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's people who actually are going to take this seriously. I hate media writers because mainly for the Baseball Hall of Fame, but they're all idiots. But they will take it seriously, and I think they should have the trust and respect of the NFF to say, we trust you to make the right decision. It does not matter what their winning percentage was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I think the removal of it of that metric is a better solution than just say lowering it, because like you said, it doesn't, whatever Mike Leach's record would have been, whether he, uh, retired in 4 years' time or 10 years earlier, his impact on the college football scene as a whole with the air raid offense was just so much fun, not only for the fans, but great, like just spectacle. And it helped, the teams he coached win games. I mean, they didn't win everything, but they certainly didn't. They weren't just trying to put up points for no good reason.
Yeah, no, and it was fun. Really, that's really all it comes down to. It's not all the Hall of Fame should come down to, but Mike Leach was fun. That's what matters. Moving on to some more recent news. I mean, I'm not saying the College Football Hall of Fame changing their rules and the ballot being announced isn't recent, but these are all people well done with college football for the most part. But the SEC recently has announced that field and court storming could incur a $500,000 fine. As a fan of a team that is usually the one getting stormed, I think this is not terrible because fans and some players don't know how to act. I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
I think if there's an incident, you fine the school. Like if the student does something to a player or a coach or whatever, fine the school, punish them.
Yeah.
Court storming and field storming are integral parts of the sport.
Right.
It's fun. It's exciting. I hate seeing it done to Alabama, and Alabama does not do it out of principle, but I understand the appeal of it and why it's fun. I think punishing these teams so severely is a mistake and takes part of what makes college football away.
I 100% agree. This is a moment for the fans. It's a moment for the university. Again, if there's an incident, if you want to take up, there's some legal thing that they can take up, whether a person was attacked or hit or injured because of something somebody did, go after that person. It shouldn't be a universal fine on a school or whatever financial penalties come with it, because it's a part of the game. There are teams that have not had a lot of success, and this is just their way of expressing themselves, getting their emotions out. And you see it in tons of other sports too. It's not like this is an individual thing that's only a problem in college football. It's a universal thing. When your team wins, you get excited. And the first thing you think of is, I'm going to rush the field and congratulate the players, or do something silly like, I don't know, not streak, but like, do some stupid slide in center field. Like it's a dumb thing to punish everyone just for the actions of one person.
Yeah, I mean, luckily they are punishing the university, so I wouldn't mind taking it out of some opponents' NIL budgets, but that's just me.
yeah, maybe that's a different perspective coming from Mr. Alabama over here.
Yeah, I mean, just take $500K out of whatever Tennessee calls their NIL fund. It's fine. But last topic before we get into the Big 12 as alcohol. Big 12 athletic director Brett Yormark has said the SEC and the Big 10 are heavily involved in the conversations for the 5+11 college football playoff model, but they also have a quote-unquote great responsibility to do what's best for college football, not just themselves. Hey, Brett, why don't you do what's best for your conference? Because y'all are a joke since Texas and Oklahoma left. Oh, but Arizona State got a bye. Yeah, and what happened? How'd they do? They ran Scatterbo into the ground, almost killed him, gave him CTE, it seems, based on some interviews he's giving where he cannot say who Calvin Johnson is, for Christ's sake. And y'all got not dominated, but you did get beat by Texas. So maybe focus on your own conference. Stop worrying about what the Big 10 and the SEC are doing, unless you're ready to admit that they are the most important and your conference sucks And we should all just listen to what they say because they know how to run a successful college football conference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit like the pot calling the kettle black sort of situation where you don't have a leg to stand on when your conference loses two of its best teams that go to the exact conference that arguably not your rival, but certainly like a step up in terms of competitiveness as an overall field, not just college football explicitly. So what are they trying? What is he trying to gain from that statement? Like, there's nothing good that comes out of that because he looks like he can't run a competitive conference, or at least he doesn't have a competitive conference, and that it's your older brother's responsibility to do all the work for you. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's insane. I think Brett needs to worry about his own conference.
I did see something funny about the whole the automatic bid things and whatever. I saw somebody tweeted out that said the Big Ten and the SEC get to field 13 players on their side, either offensive, defense. The ACC and the Big 12 get 11 players. I had a group of 5 in the Pac-12 get 9. And I thought that was really funny. I mean, way to make it so much more complicated. But it was just a good tweet. Forget, I didn't save who tweeted it, so I might have not got that 100% correct, but it was close.
Yeah, it's fine. But any other thoughts on Brett's comments?
Yeah, just he's
all right.
Insignificant.
Yeah, Big 12 really is these days. Moving on to the Big 12 as alcohol. This one I've done very little research on, even less than usual, but we're just going to rip it. You ready, Karen?
Oh, yeah.
All right. First up, Arizona State. What is Arizona State as alcohol or as a drink?
Mean, anything Arizona related is just meth. I mean, we've all seen Breaking Bad, so I mean, that's... It was either Florida or Arizona. One of the two got it.
And I said meth for Florida, so you still have that in your back pocket.
Yeah, I kept it.
I was going to say Quaaludes. I don't know why. They just seem to fit.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Quaaludes and orange juice as a drink.
Yeah.
It's the Wolf of Wall Street, but just in Arizona. Tempe, Arizona.
That's fair. Next up, Iowa State. I said it for Iowa, corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey, yeah, that makes sense. I would say everyone's second choice when it comes to beverages. So it doesn't matter what it would be. It would be a beer, a wine. It's not the one that's your favorite, but it's good enough.
Except once in a while, for some reason you drink it and it's
it just hits different. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because 90% of the time you'll go Iowa football. I'll take them in the Big Ten. But every now and again you'll be surprised. Maybe a little a Black Russian or a Manhattan or a Revolver with those dark unis that they wear every now and again.
Yeah,
it hits. It hits. Not every time, but it hits.
Or randomly those couple years where they just decide, oh wait, we're a legitimate college football team, and they do really well.
We can challenge for the playoff. It's fine.
Yeah. Next up, BYU milk.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. No qualms there. I think we both had that lined up.
Kieran, I'm gonna let you know a secret. That was my first thought when I texted you, or when I thought of this as a topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right there. I was right there with you.
It was milk for them and meth for Florida.
Yep, there you go.
Colorado.
A hemp smoothie.
That's fair. I was going to go THC infused soda.
Okay, there you go. So same vibe, but still drinks.
Same vibe, still very pretentious.
Yeah.
Like I just said straight up marijuana for Seattle. Colorado, I feel like their residents are I don't want to say the residents are more pretentious than Seattle's,
Yeah.
but with marijuana, they are.
Yeah, they're the type of people that like try to mix things in and just like THC, whatever, like a stupidly strong strain, and they'll just like mix it in with things, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is so good. Like I really like." No, you don't.
Yeah, or like a really intense name, like Big Purple Dragon's Cum Fire, and it's just fine. Like it's nothing.
It's just
crazy.
blueberries, bananas, and a little bit of THC.
Yeah, it's like 1% THC.
Yeah,
0.1 milligram, and
yeah, and all the freshmen are just getting absolutely loaded off of it.
I'm saying this stuff like I smoke or even enjoy marijuana.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is
either. Moving on, Baylor Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I actually looked this one up because I was trying to think of one for Baylor. That's so much better. But there is something called the Waco Kid cocktail, and it's double rye whiskey, Avua, Banana de Brazil, or Lasso sherry, Demerara, simple syrup, Angostura bitters, Peychaud's bitters, absinthe rinse, and a lemon garnish. So if anybody wants to make that, you're welcome to look it up. It's called the Waco Kid.
Jesus. Also, Karen, did you get the reference with Kool-Aid?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anyone didn't, just look up Waco cults.
Yep. It's very...
Moving on. Texas Tech. Ketchup. Pat Mahomes' favorite drink.
Watered down ketchup.
No,
just ketchup.
Ketchup up ketchup.
Okay. Has anybody seen the is it maybe a Twitter post or something where it said, by convention, a sports drink is something with 20% of its weight by volume as salt or a sodium substrate or whatever, which makes ketchup technically an electrolyte drink. and someone said like, well, it doesn't have the same consistency. It's like, well, consistency isn't part of the metric that makes up, the Gatorades, the Powerades, anything like that. So technically ketchup is a hydrating Powerade drink or something along those lines.
That's disgusting.
It is, but it's true.
Yeah, Kieran, $1 billion idea. Thick Gatorade.
Gatorade in a can. Or Gatorade
it's just like a Jello. It's just like a Jello shot, but no alcohol and Gatorade.
Yeah. If a player comes off injured, there's two separate things of Jello. There's one just normal, and then there's one with vodka.
Perfect. Next up, Kansas State.
Yes. Obvious.
Yes.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Manhattan. You can't be in Manhattan, Kansas and not get a Manhattan.
Yeah, I was looking up like purple drinks and stuff like that, but no, I think
you can purple drink anything with Empress gin in it. That's what you want to go with. But yeah, Manhattan, obviously.
Fair. I have nothing better. West Virginia, moonshine.
Yes.
The same one that you get from Tennessee, as I mentioned, but makes you more blind. Yes. Just because.
Mixed in with a little coal dust to put some hair in your chest.
Yeah, just they feed it through coal dust to mellow it out. Not realizing you're supposed to be using charcoal for that.
Yeah.
Next up, Kansas, home of the Jayhawks. Kieran, do you have anything for this?
I don't. I'll be honest with you.
I don't either. What's the state drink of Kansas?
It was tough to find info on this.
Kansas doesn't have an official state drink.
I can't imagine many do.
Many states have chosen milk, by the way.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah. Arkansas and Delaware, milk. Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland. Some have a couple. Mississippi, Minnesota, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina. Rhode Island does coffee milk. South Dakota, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, and Wisconsin all do milk.
Kentucky having milk is frankly insulting.
Yes. Also, Utah not having a state drink. Just make it milk. Alabama has a state spirit, which is Conoco Ridge whiskey, which is now Clyde Mays whiskey. But yeah, Kansas not having one. Brutal. Something blue. What's a blue drink, Kieran? Just straight blue Curacao. There we go. There you go, Kansas.
Blue Curacao with a blue Gatorade.
Yeah, just get a better.
Any more sugar?
Yeah, that sounds awful. That sounds like
that would
worst.
Kill a small Victorian child.
That would kill me.
Yeah.
Amount of sugar in that. I already come from a line of people missing extremities due to diabetes. I don't need that much sugar.
Jeez. Oh, that's funny.
Next up, Cincinnati. Skyline chili in a blender with vodka.
Damn. I was going to say something along the same thing. I was going to say any craft beer because every now and again Cincinnati is it's really good or really bad, which I think perfectly describes craft beer. It's either one of the most best tasting things you've ever had, or it tastes like the dog pissed in its own water bowl and you drank it.
Yeah, that's fair. Next up, we're on to the second row, Kieran. Houston.
Houston gives off the same amount of vibes as a bland like martini, like just a regular martini. There's nothing special about it. It's still good and it's perfectly acceptable day to day, but just there's no fanciness to it.
No, I was going to say whatever James Harden was drinking with his chicken wings at the strip club when he was a Rocket. Aside, I looked up Houston drinks to see if there was like a drink associated with Houston. I found a Houston cocktail.
Okay.
Which is an illegal prescription drug mix containing hydrocodone, Xanax, and Soma, which I didn't even know what it was. That's a muscle relaxer.
Okay.
I'm not going to read it because I don't want to encourage anyone to try this. I don't know how the rest of the description would encourage people, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to give people bad ideas. So not a Houston cocktail. We're going to go with bland cocktails or whatever James Harden was drinking.
All right, fair enough.
Utah. What are the Utes, Kieran?
The Utah Utes are mouthwash. A kind of like you're ingesting it only because there's nothing else.
That's fair. I was gonna go with Barks root beer.
Oh, that's a good one
because they're not BYU,
right?
So they can have a little caffeine as a treat, but it's still Utah.
Okay.
And a can of soda, a can of Coke, for example, usually has about 91 milligrams caffeine. Barks root beer is 22 milligrams per can.
Yeah.
It's probably concerning. I know exactly how much caffeine is in a can of Coke off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had looked that up or not.
Nope. Just knew it. Let's make sure I'm right.
But it does sound right.
I drink a lot of soda. Oh, that only has 34.
Oh, you're way off. Where the fuck?
Yeah.
Where'd you get 91?
I don't know. Where did I get 91? Why does Diet Coke have more caffeine than regular Coke?
To distract you from the fact that it tastes nothing like Coke.
Mountain Dew. A 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew is 91 milligrams caffeine. That's where I got 91 from.
All right, fair enough.
Moving way too much for Utah.
It would kill them.
Next up, UCF. The drinks around the world from Epcot.
Oh, great one. Yeah. Given that it's in Orlando. Yeah, that's a really good one. Damn. I was between that or for Iowa State and Central Florida. I was like everyone's second favorite drink. But then I thought UCF, they're trying to claim things that they're not. So trying to go with that. Like, what would that be? Claiming to be good, but it isn't good.
And this is going to be a controversial one, Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
Miller High Life.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
The champagne of beers,
yeah.
no. And anyone who likes it, though, and thinks it is a champagne of beers will fight me for saying that, much like a UCF fan for saying their 2017 Natty was fake.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. My dad will fight you.
That's fine. I peg your dad as a Guinness man, so.
No, he's really not. It's weird.
So
my brothers and I are, but he...
Is that why your family came to America?
Yeah, to escape
Got
that.
kicked out because he didn't like Guinness?
He'll still drink it. It's just not his first choice.
That's fair. Next up, TCU. Kieran, what is TCU?
TCU has some TCH. No, sorry, THC.
It's a good one.
Yeah, no, I feel like they get up to a lot. I wonder if there's a cocktail called like the Horned Frog or something like that. That would be interesting. They're just spiked drinks. Just spiked drinks in a bar. That's what TCU is.
That's true. The Colorado River Toad. It's a frog that people lick, and it has psychoactive properties. And,
there you go.
The frogs. I don't really have much for TCU.
I think we nailed it with those two.
That's true.
Yeah, it's what they. So okay, so what I said was correct, right? They get the frog, they scrape a sample off its back, and then they put it in their drinks. There you go. Problem solved.
Fair. It's adding a middleman, but it might make it better. I don't know how the California River Toad tastes.
Probably terrible.
Probably. Also known as the Sonoran Desert Toad. Next up, Arizona.
Meth light?
Yeah, I mean, I want to change my answer for Arizona State and give Zona Quaaludes, but I feel like it still fits Arizona State more, and I can't say what I would replace for Arizona State. Yeah, so meth light.
Arizona is what you okay, I got it. Arizona is the cooler full of random things, so like sort of cocktails, seltzers, beers that has been sitting there for like 9 months in the hot humid sun, or actually hot dry sun.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And they've completely skunked, but you have one anyway, and you feel miserable about it.
I was thinking about it. I was actually going to say basically what you did, except you're going to take all those drinks, open them, and pour them back into the cooler and have some jungle juice.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So, all right. Arizona, based on what here I've said, is just a disgusting place, is what I've realized. Finally, Oklahoma State.
I mean, we're going pretty obvious again. Still water. For all
Get out. Get out. Get out. Kieran's been removed. That was a pretty good pun. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you. Appreciate that. For
Uh,
anyone who's only listening, please go watch the long form video on YouTube.
I still have to
Oh.
post the Old Bay video. I haven't posted
Oh,
it yet.
yeah.
We're not close to our 200 view goal of that. So
That's
no Old Bay vodka for Kev. But I was going to go with one of two things. Either the big jug just with triple X written on it.
Yep.
That they drank in cowboy times, or whatever cans are rumbling around the passenger side floorboard of Mike Gundy's car at this exact moment.
That's a good one. I'll piggyback slightly off of your 3X's drawn on a jug moonshine joke there, and just go the modern day equivalent, which is a Borg. And for those of you who don't know what a Borg is a blackout rage gallon. You can look up what that is. I'm not going to describe to you.
The names of those are awesome.
They are. Everything is a pun. It's actually quite funny. How people get through them, I do not know, but good on you.
All right, I'm not going through 300. I'm going to go through this Reddit thread of the best Borg names.
Oh, go on.
No, not okay. That's some nerd shit. I guess. Oh, Pinterest. All right, sure. Weird.
Pinterest.
Yeah.
Weird.
I did like one from the NBA, not finals, but the play. No, it might have been the finals last year. Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh yeah. That's good.
All right, Pinterest is not where it's at. I might just go to the 300 plus Borg names.
Yeah, just pick out your favorites.
It's Notorious B.O.R.G.
Yeah, that's good.
Borgenstein. These are all kind of suck. Borgastic 4. That's terrible.
Borgasm.
Borgasm's good. Borgarella. That's not a bad one.
Okay.
Borgokio.
I feel like there's better ones you see randomly on Twitter.
Borger Patrol. That's
Borger King. I mean, I've come up with two better ones just piggybacking off other stuff.
Yeah. Historical and literary references. None of these have Borg in them. I want Borg in the name. Yeah, these are all terrible. If you know better Borg names, let us know on Twitter. Follow us at Quad Tailgate on Twitter or Instagram. Tailgate in the Quad for Facebook, which we don't post to as often as we should. TikTok at Quad Tailgate, and of course YouTube Tailgate in the Quad. If you are already watching on YouTube, obviously you don't need to search stuff on YouTube, but click that like button, click that subscribe button. Be sure to check out all our videos. I have fun doing them. Kieran has fun doing them, I think. A lot of people on social media do request whenever they see one of our videos to make podcast equipment more expensive. Quick message to all of those people. If podcast equipment was prohibitively expensive, where we would not be getting it, we would just be giving the same takes with shittier audio and video quality. Like that's the cost will not impact the takes. It's just how bad it sounds while you're hearing it.
Yeah, think of it this way. Do you want to hear us as we are now, or possibly even better in a year's time? Or do you want us to sound like a train's PA system that you couldn't hear if you were standing 3 feet away from it? Your choice.
Yeah, I mean, really. What makes you think we would stop doing this?
We are in the ears of everyone purely not to give good commentary, to annoy people, and that's our main goal.
And Kieran, let's be real, I think we're doing great.
We're doing a fantastic job.
But if you, for some reason, like this content, go check out the rest of the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. Listen to some of our other episodes. Watch some of our other episodes on YouTube. If you hated this, why are you watching till the end? Is my first question. Second question, still go check out the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. There are shows that are not like this at all. So you got something you'll like at Belly Up. So go check them out. We do appreciate them giving us this platform to give you all of our shitty takes and drive fans insane. Kieran, anything else before we get out of here?
Nope, I think we're good.
All right, I have one more thing unrelated to college football. The Boston Red Sox make me want to die every day.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good, safe, fun weekend, and go Sox, I guess.
500 team. Woo!
I wish we were 500, bud.
Oh, yeah, true. We're 2 games under.
Yep. All right, bye.
See ya.
They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
you
dogs.
know that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan.